The stars stretched endlessly as the small human ship entered the Galactic Zoo's orbit. Inside the ship, the human looked out at the vast crowd of alien worlds, each shining like a jewel in the darkness. They had heard stories of this place, a place where the galaxy sent its most unusual creatures to be tested. The human felt a strange mix of fear and excitement, unsure if they were ready for what awaited them. As the ship docked, the doors opened with a hiss, revealing a chamber filled with creatures of every shape and size. Some floated in the air, others crawled on many legs, and a few even seemed to shimmer with light. The aliens stared at the human, their eyes wide with curiosity and amusement. Whispers echoed through the hall, some low and suspicious, others loud with laughter. "Look at this one," a tall, green alien with 4 arms said, pointing at the human. "They actually sent a creature this small and fragile," another alien chuckled. The humans stepped forward, their boots echoing softly on the metallic floor. They tried to ignore the laughter, focusing on the task ahead, remembering why they had volunteered for this test. A voice boomed from above, amplified across the chamber, announcing the rules. "Welcome, inhabitants of Earth and beyond," it said. "You will face trials designed to challenge your mind, body, and spirit." The human felt a shiver run down their spine, but they stood tall, refusing to show fear. The aliens continued to murmur among themselves, clearly expecting this human to fail quickly. The first challenge was simple, yet dangerous, a room filled with shifting platforms and strange alien machines. Other species entered with confidence, showing off their strange abilities. Some had wings, others had claws or extra eyes, yet almost all failed immediately. They slipped, tumbled, or panicked as the room changed unpredictably. The humans stepped carefully, watching the patterns of the moving platforms. They noticed a rhythm, a small clue that others had missed. With careful steps and precise timing, the human crossed the room, avoiding the traps with surprising skill. The aliens gasped, many covering their mouths in shock, some even whispered, "This one is unusual." As the human reached the other side, a low murmur of approval passed through a few of the older aliens. They had seen many creatures, but none had moved with such calm and cleverness under pressure. Yet the laughter did not stop entirely. Some still doubted that this human could survive the real tests. The human paused for a moment, taking a deep breath, readying themselves for whatever came next. Suddenly, a loud gong echoed through the chamber, signaling the end of the first trial. The human looked around, noticing the aliens staring with a mixture of disbelief and respect. The announcer's voice returned, "The true challenges begin now, and not all will survive." The human felt their heart race, knowing that the real test had only just begun. As they walked toward the next chamber, the human could hear whispers and laughter. But now, some of the whispers carried a hint of fear and wonder. The human smiled slightly, ready to face whatever the Galactic Zoo had planned. After all, they were Earth's prototype, and they intended to show the galaxy that humans were not to be underestimated. The human entered the next chamber, a large room filled with shadows and strange noises. The walls shifted constantly, making the space feel alive. From above, glowing eyes appeared, watching every movement. A low growl echoed through the chamber, sending shivers down the human spine. Other alien competitors had entered before, their confidence already fading. Some tried to fight, some tried to run, but all struggled against the strange obstacles. The human paused, observing carefully, noticing patterns in the way the shadows moved. Every step was measured, every breath controlled. The human relied on instinct more than strength. The first obstacle was a moving floor, sections rising and falling like waves. Some aliens fell immediately, landing with heavy thuds. The human jumped and stepped carefully, landing perfectly on the moving platforms. A few aliens whispered in astonishment, "How can one so small be so precise?" Next came the beasts, strange creatures of different sizes and shapes. Some had long teeth, others had sharp claws, and a few had multiple eyes that glowed in the dark. They lunged, hissed, and circled, trying to trap the intruders. The aliens panicked, many screaming or running into traps, but the human remained calm. The human studied each beast carefully, noting their movements. When one lunged, the human dodged to the side, using the beast's momentum against it. They climbed over obstacles, jumped across gaps, and even used some of the creature's attacks to clear a path. The beasts roared in frustration, unable to understand how this small human avoided them. A group of aliens at the observation deck gasped. "This cannot be happening," one whispered. "They said humans were weak and slow." Another shook their head, eyes wide, "Yet here it moves with precision and courage." The human did not hear them, focused entirely on surviving, moving like water around the traps. As the human reached the center of the chamber, a giant shadow fell over them. The largest beast of all, its claws sharp and its roar deafening, stepped forward. It lunged, faster than anything the human had faced so far. The human ducked and rolled, narrowly avoiding the deadly strike. Using quick thinking, the human led the beast toward a narrow passage. The creature got stuck briefly, giving the human a chance to continue. The audience of aliens was silent, shocked by what they were witnessing. Some covered their mouths in disbelief, others leaned forward, unable to look away. The human finally reached the exit, breathing heavily but unharmed. The gong sounded again, signaling the end of the trial. Some aliens clapped hesitantly, unsure if they should praise or remain skeptical. The announcer's voice echoed through the chamber. "Impressive, but the real test awaits." The human looked back once, seeing the defeated beasts and exhausted competitors. A small smile appeared, knowing they had survived the first real challenge. Their heart pounded with both fear and excitement, realizing the next trial would be even harder. Yet they were ready, because humans were not only strong and clever, but unpredictable in ways the galaxy had never seen. As the human walked toward the next chamber, the shadows shifted behind them. Eyes followed every step, whispering doubts and amazement. The human's journey had just begun, but already the Galactic Zoo had learned one thing. Underestimating humans was a mistake that no alien would soon forget. The human entered the third chamber, a room glowing with strange lights and floating platforms. It was quiet except for a low hum that seemed to vibrate through the floor. The announcer's voice boomed overhead, "This is a test of mind and wit, not strength." The human's eyes scanned the room, noticing patterns in the lights and symbols on the walls. Other alien competitors entered confidently, some showing off their powers or advanced technology. They tried to solve puzzles quickly, pressing buttons, moving objects, or speaking in strange languages. Yet almost all failed, frustrated by the clever traps and shifting paths. The human observed calmly, waiting, watching each movement and reaction. The first puzzle was a series of doors, each with a symbol glowing faintly. Some doors opened and closed, others triggered alarms or hidden traps. The aliens rushed forward, making mistakes, falling into pits, or setting off alarms. The human noticed a pattern in the symbols, understanding which doors led forward and which were false. Step by step, the human moved, carefully testing and observing. A flick of a finger, a tilt of the head, and the human unlocked a door that no alien had reached. Aliens gasped in astonishment, whispering, "How does a human think so clearly?" The human did not stop, focused on the next challenge, moving with patience and precision. The second puzzle was a floating cube, spinning and shifting in mid-air. It contained glowing lines forming shapes, impossible to solve at first glance. Aliens tried to force it open, break it, or ignore it, all in vain. The human studied it, turning it carefully, noticing that certain shapes aligned only when approached slowly. With a gentle touch, the cube clicked into place, opening a hidden path. The alien spectators murmured, some in disbelief, some in admiration. They had never seen such careful observation from a human, especially one so small and unarmed. The human moved forward, feeling a quiet satisfaction at solving the challenge. The final part of the chamber was a series of riddles etched on floating panels. Each riddle tested logic, observation, and creativity. Aliens struggled, some giving up, some arguing, some trying to copy others' ideas. The human read each carefully, connecting clues, imagining possibilities, and testing answers. Minutes passed, the room vibrating with tension. The human solved each riddle, one by one, unlocking the final door. A hush fell over the audience, broken only by whispers, "This human is extraordinary." The announcer's voice returned, "Few creatures have passed this stage, but one human has done so with ease." The human paused at the exit, catching their breath, feeling the weight of eyes on them. Some aliens looked worried, others impressed, and a few leaned closer, trying to understand how this small creature achieved so much. The humans smiled faintly, knowing that intelligence, patience, and creativity were their greatest weapons. The real test had not yet begun, but already the Galactic Zoo realized humans were not to be underestimated. As the human moved toward the next chamber, a faint rumble echoed ahead. They could feel the tension in the air, knowing the coming challenge would test courage more than cleverness. Yet they walked forward steadily, ready for whatever the galaxy would throw at them. The whispers of amazement followed, and for the first time, some aliens began to fear the potential of Earth's prototype. The human entered the fourth chamber, and the air felt thick with tension. The walls pulsed with a dim red light, casting shadows that seemed alive. A low growl echoed from the far end of the room, sending chills through every alien spectator. This was the final test before the conclusion, the trial of courage and survival. From the shadows emerged the largest beast in the Galactic Zoo. It was massive, with scales that shimmered like metal, eyes burning with intelligence, and claws capable of tearing steel. The creature roared, shaking the floor and making smaller creatures scurry in fear. Aliens gasped, whispering nervously, "No one has survived this before." The human froze for a moment, studying the beast, noticing the way it moved. Every step the creature took made the floor tremble slightly, and the air vibrated with its growl. Competitors had already failed, fleeing or hiding, but the humans stayed calm. They understood that brute strength would not win this battle, only intelligence and courage. The beast lunged suddenly, faster than anything the human had faced. With a quick roll to the side, the human avoided the strike, feeling the air whip past them. The alien audience held their breath, eyes wide with amazement and fear. "This one is impossible," muttered a creature with glowing antennae. "How does it survive?" The human noticed a series of ledges along the wall and small openings in the ceiling. Using the beast's momentum, they dodged and jumped, moving with speed and precision. The creature roared again, frustrated, circling, trying to predict the human's moves. Each time the human moved, they used the beast's strength against it, guiding it into narrow spaces where it could not reach them. A sudden idea sparked in the human's mind. They grabbed a fallen metallic beam, swinging it toward a wall to create a distraction. The beast turned, smashing part of the wall, leaving an opening behind it. The human ran, climbing quickly, and used the opening to reach a higher platform, out of the beast's reach. From above, the human could see the alien spectators leaning forward, eyes glued to every move. Some cheered silently, others whispered urgently to one another, unable to believe what they were witnessing. The human dropped carefully onto another platform, leading the beast toward a narrow pit. It stumbled, trapped briefly, giving the human the chance to escape and reach the exit. The beast roared one final time, shaking the room, but the human remained calm. With one final leap, they crossed the last gap and landed safely at the exit. The gong sounded, echoing through the chamber, signaling the end of the trial. The audience erupted into a mix of gasps, applause, and murmurs of disbelief. The announcer's voice boomed across the room. "Never has a human faced the beast and survived. Your courage, wit, and spirit have proven exceptional, surpassing even our greatest expectations." The human took a deep breath, their heart pounding, feeling both exhaustion and triumph. For the first time, some aliens bowed slightly, showing respect for Earth's small but remarkable prototype. As the human walked toward the final chamber, the whispers of the crowd followed. They spoke of courage, cleverness, and unexpected strength. The human knew the last test was not just physical or mental, but a measure of respect and honor. And they were ready to show the galaxy what humans were truly capable of. The human stepped into the final chamber, and a strange silence filled the air. The room was vast, with glowing symbols on the walls and an audience of thousands of alien eyes watching. Every competitor who had failed or fled was already gone, leaving the human alone with the judges. The announcer's voice echoed, "Only the worthy reach this point, and one human stands before us." The human looked around, feeling the weight of the moment. This was not just a test of strength or intelligence, but a measure of spirit and courage. The alien judges leaned forward, their expressions unreadable, some curious, others doubtful. Yet the whispers of awe from earlier trials still echoed, hinting that something extraordinary was unfolding. One by one, the alien judges stepped forward, presenting challenges that tested fairness, patience, and understanding. The human approached each calmly, observing, thinking, and responding with clear logic and respect. Every decision was measured, never reckless, showing a balance of courage and wisdom. Aliens who had doubted Earth's prototype could no longer ignore what they were witnessing. A massive panel lowered from the ceiling, revealing the final assessment. It was a reflection of the human themselves, a holographic simulation of choices made during the trials. The simulation showed courage, quick thinking, and kindness toward creatures that others had ignored or harmed. The human watched carefully, realizing that the Galactic Zoo was testing not only survival but character. As the simulation ended, a hush fell over the chamber. The announcer's voice rang out, louder than before. This human has surpassed every expectation. You have shown intelligence, courage, creativity, and honor beyond any other creature in this galaxy. The audience erupted in stunned applause, some aliens cheering, some bowing, unable to hide respect. Even those who had laughed at Earth's prototype earlier now stared in admiration, whispering, "We misjudged them." The humans smiled faintly, exhausted but proud. They had faced beasts, solved impossible puzzles, and proven that humans were not weak or insignificant. In the eyes of the galaxy, this small being had become a symbol of Earth's potential. The announcer continued, "Let this day mark the beginning of a new understanding. Humans may appear simple, but they are extraordinary in ways we never imagined." Some aliens approached cautiously, extending gestures of friendship and curiosity. Others documented everything, eager to learn more about Earth's remarkable species. The human nodded, feeling a quiet pride, knowing that this trial would change how the galaxy viewed humanity. They had not only survived but earned respect, honor, and a place in the story of the Galactic Zoo. As the chamber doors opened, the human looked back once, seeing the creatures of countless worlds. Some still amazed, some thoughtful, but all changed by what they had seen. The humans stepped forward into the bright light, carrying the message of Earth and the spirit of humanity. They had proven that no matter how small or underestimated, humans could face the impossible and triumph. And as the echoes of applause and whispers faded, one truth became clear to every witness. Earth's prototype had not only survived the Galactic Zoo, but had also rewritten what the galaxy believed about humans. The trials were over, but the legend of this one human would live on forever. A symbol of courage, intelligence, and heart that no alien could ever ignore.